Listen to me, beloved. There is a deeper silence than ignoring, a heavier absence than distance, a sharper ache than no contact. And it is not about playing games. It is not about punishing her. It is about the moment when you finally stop reaching, stop proving, stop performing for someone who could not see the treasure standing before them. The real pain, the wound that cuts to the bone, comes not when you block her number or walk away in anger. No. The hurt that shatters her spirit comes when you no longer need her to validate your worth, when you no longer dance for her attention, when you no longer bend your sacred self out of shape just to be chosen. Because when your soul finally remembers who you are, when you begin to live as if your value is not up for debate, when you shift from chasing to becoming, that silence is deafening. That absence is undeniable. That remembering of yourself is the thunder that wakes her in the night. And the truth, beloved, is this: what hurts her most is not that you are gone, it is that you are free. Beloved, lean in, because this is not a message for your mind. This is a message for your spirit. The kind of message that your grandmother prayed would one day find you. The kind of truth that your mother may not have had the words to give you. The kind of wisdom your younger self has been aching to hear. I want to talk to the part of you that is tired of running, tired of chasing, tired of stretching yourself thin in the name of being seen. I want to talk to the part of you that has known the quiet shame of being ignored, of waiting for the phone to ring, of replaying conversations in your head, wondering what you did wrong. And I want to tell you the truth. You did not do anything wrong. You are not hard to love. You are not invisible. You are not disposable. You are sacred, and your worth has never been dependent on whether someone else could recognize it. Remember a woman, I'll call her Sarah. Sarah gave everything she had to a man who only gave her pieces of himself. She poured her love like water, thinking if she gave enough, he would finally choose her, finally see her. But what she didn't realize is that her pouring was not filling him. It was drowning her. And one day he walked away. He didn't call, he didn't text, he didn't explain. And Sarah fell apart. She thought the silence was punishment. She thought the lack of contact was proof that she had failed. But beloved, the truth was different. The silence was not her punishment. It was her invitation. An invitation to stop waiting for someone else to confirm what God had already declared, that she was whole, that she was worthy, that she was love itself. So when I tell you, forget no contact, this hurts her even more. What I mean is forget trying to play the game. Forget trying to manipulate silence like a weapon. The real power is not in ignoring someone. The real power is in remembering yourself. Because when you remember yourself, you move different, you stand different, you speak different. You no longer beg for crumbs when you know you are bread. You no longer accept half love when you know you are deserving of overflow. And beloved, when you begin to live in that truth, when you rise up in the fullness of who you are, it is felt. She feels it. He feels it. The world feels it. Because your energy shifts. There is something holy about a soul that stops asking for permission to exist. There is something undeniable about a man or a woman who decides, I am enough, and I will not shrink to fit into your shallow understanding of me. That kind of silence is not empty, it is full of self-respect, full of dignity, full of peace. And when someone has been used to feeding on your need for them, when someone has been sustained by your chasing, your begging, your waiting, your freedom is what breaks them. Your stillness is what undoes them. Not because you're punishing them, but because the energy that once kept them fed is no longer theirs to consume. And let me tell you something. This is generational. Some of us come from mothers and grandmothers who stayed too long, who loved too hard, who kept pouring from empty cups because they thought that's what being a woman meant. They silenced themselves so others could be comfortable. They abandoned themselves so others could feel secure. And now here you are carrying the weight of those patterns, repeating cycles that were never meant to define you. But today you have a choice. Today you get to stop. Today you get to lay down the burden of proving yourself and pick up the mantle of knowing yourself. Do you understand, beloved, that your silence is not meant to punish, it is meant to protect. It is meant to preserve the sacredness of your energy. It is meant to call you home to yourself, because silence without healing is just a game. But silence with wholeness, silence with self-respect, that is liberation. That is freedom. That is the kind of absence that echoes in the bones of the one who once took you for granted. Think about it. When you finally stop explaining, stop convincing, stop performing, when you choose your peace over their approval, that is the moment you become unforgettable. Not because of bitterness, but because of the undeniable light that shines when you stand in your own worth. They will remember you not as the one who begged, but as the one who waited, but as the one who walked. And sometimes, beloved, that memory will be the regret that sits heavy on their chest at night. Not because you punished them, but because you finally loved yourself enough to choose you. And I need you to hear me now. Choosing you is not abandonment. Choosing you is not cruelty. Choosing you is not arrogance. Choosing you is alignment. It is the sacred remembering that you were never created to be somebody's afterthought. You are God's idea, breathed into existence with purpose and intention. And when you stop chasing people who cannot see that, when you stop waiting for people who cannot hold that, you create space for those who can. So yes, no contact may shake her a little, but it is your freedom that will break her. It is your peace that will pierce her. It is your wholeness that will haunt her. Because the most powerful silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of self. And beloved, when you finally embody that, there's nothing left to prove. I want you to breathe that in. I want you to feel that in your bones. You do not have to scream to be heard. You do not have to chase to be chosen. You do not have to fight to be loved. You are already worthy. You are already chosen. You are already loved. And when you live from that knowing, the world rearranges itself around you. This is your invitation, not to play games, not to get even, not to prove a point, but to come home. To come home to yourself, to your heart, to your sacred truth. Because the only silence that matters is the silence that sets you free. And when you finally choose that, oh, beloved, everything changes. Beloved, before we part, I want you to lay your hand on your heart. Feel it. That is life itself pulsing through you, whispering that you are still here. You are still chosen. You are still enough. That heartbeat is your reminder that no matter who walked away, no matter who stayed silent, no matter who forgot your worth, God has never forgotten you. Life has never abandoned you. Your own soul has been waiting patiently for you to return. I know you have cried tears that nobody saw. I know you have laid awake at night staring at the ceiling asking, what is wrong with me? And I need you to hear me. Nothing is wrong with you. You have simply been giving your sacred to those who could not hold it. You have been giving your light to those who could not see it. But tonight, right now, you get to gather yourself back. You get to reclaim what was always yours. Take a breath, feel the air move through your body. That is grace entering. That is love filling the places you thought were empty. You are not broken. You are not lacking. You are not too much, and you are not enough. You are exactly what you were created to be: whole, beautiful, necessary. So let this be your prayer. I release the need to be chosen. I release the pain of being overlooked. I release the weight of waiting for anyone to validate me. I return to myself. I rise in myself. I remember myself, because when you remember yourself, you don't chase, you attract. You don't beg, you embody. You don't wait, you walk. And every step you take in your wholeness becomes a living testimony that you made it through, that you survived the silence, that you came out not bitter, but better. Beloved, listen to me. Love is not behind you, it is within you. Power is not something you lost, it is something you are reclaiming. Worth is not what they give, it is who you are. So let this moment be the turning point. Let this moment be the day you choose yourself, not as a last resort, but as a sacred promise. And as you rise, and you will rise, may your heart remember that you were never meant to beg for love. You were meant to be love. You were never meant to be an option. You were meant to be a revelation. You were never meant to be silenced. You were meant to be heard, felt, and remembered. To walk forward now, not harder, but softer, not louder, but truer. Carry yourself like the answer to a prayer, because you are. And when the world looks at you, when they feel your absence, when they whisper your name in regret or longing, let them. Because you will be too busy living, too busy loving yourself, too busy shining in the fullness of who you are. And that, beloved, is the kind of ending that saves lives, the kind of ending that becomes a beginning, the kind of ending that brings you home.